I would like to welcome Azlan Khan and Abid Suleiman, co-founders of CalCart, to i2i's Founder Spotlight series. How are you both?
Doing good, G. Doing good.
Amazing.
How are
Cal
you?
Doing well. Thank you so much for asking. CalCart, a retail and ad tech startup, is revolutionizing the in-store shopping experience by equipping hypermarkets with AI-powered smart grocery carts. These advanced carts offer functionalities such as in-cart product scanning, in-store navigation, aisle-based advertising, and personalized promotions, making grocery shopping more efficient and enjoyable for customers. I want to start this series off by celebrating the recent successes your startup has had in securing funding with Accelerate Prosperity, as well as graduating the first sprint of i2i Scale, our bespoke 3-month accelerator program. What was the process like of raising through AP, and how did i2i Scale help you?
So yeah, thank you, Laibach, for having us. I think just to kick it off, when we talk about the fact our journey's been on since 2022, and we've been operating with a retail product since around that time. So for us, I think especially the fact that we got to collaborate and being funded by AP was a significant milestone for us as well, given we do understand the current situation in the ecosystem and the funding's pretty dry. But I think this has really helped us to, actually scale our operations, and it actually really helped us to explore different avenues that a product has to offer in retail and beyond. And secondly, I think being part of the i2i Scale Sprint program, it was something more of a revelation for us as well. We got to learn so much about the fact how we can scale our operations, the scalability aspect of our startup, and that too in Pakistan and even beyond, as we are really poised up to be looking into the MENA region. So that was something that was that really helped us, shape up our strategy based on that.
Before we deep dive into your scaling journey, I'd love to take a step backwards and help build an understanding of your product. So my first question would be, how do AI-powered grocery carts integrate with existing store infrastructure?
So yeah, let me take this one. First of all, I mean, when you talk about retail and the grocery carts, they have been stagnant since 50, 60 years. उसके अंदर कोई changes नहीं आई. Customers have been using it. Of course, they are a convenience. लेकिन when you talk about the journey of the carts, they have been stagnant for the past, 5, 6 decades. When we introduce our smart cart concept to the retail, I think the main value that our smart carts add is the accessibility of information towards the customers. For example, if you walk into a grocery store, which is a big hypermarket, every customer is, you can see the customer is not aware of all the information that the store is offering. All kinds of products, promotions and discounts and the availability of products. So our smart carts is trying to solve that problem to the customers.
Amazing. And when it comes to scaling this technology, you talked about utilizing your funds for scaling to the MENA region, and specifically, I know it's the UAE market that's a target for you. What has the process been like of exploring this market, and what are the challenges and opportunities that arise in scaling your technology?
I think basically when we talk about the scalability of the product, so there are two ways to look at this approach. So, firstly, being a hardware-based company being a hardware-based startup coming out of Pakistan, we understand the product needs to be of global standards to be tapping into that market, which is already pretty much established. So for us, it was when we talk about scalability, it comes down to us scaling up our product when it comes to our features. So we will incorporate, lately we just incorporated automated checkout. So that's going to be the first for Pakistan, even, that the fact that we're going to be having a completely autonomous checkout experience here in retail. And that brings us to that global, us achieving those global standards as well. When you talk about, heading out there into the Middle East or even beyond. So these are the small steps we've been taking all along in our startup journey, in our product journey as well, where we got to introduce different features in and test them out with different consumers and different retailers. So that's how we positioned ourselves in a way where we can actually these funds that are actually coming in, and they're really helping us out to further add to our R&D process as well. So it's a continuous R&D process, and we are continuously working towards actually scale helping a product to reach that finished form and evolve from there.
So when you talk about scalability and especially its challenges, like Aslan mentioned, we are a hardware plus software based product.
Right.
So scaling a software product is comparatively very easy as compared to hardware, because when you talk about hardware, there's a lot of different moving elements involved when you're designing a product. First, there's an in-house process जिसके अंदर आप बैठ के सारा खुद सोचते हो, डिजाइन करते हो. फिर जब वो कस्टमर के सामने चीज जाती है, that's another story. Customer जिस तरह उससे रिएक्ट करते हैं, जिस तरह उससे आप इंटरेक्ट करते हैं, we have to take all these different feedbacks and then incorporate into our product life cycle. Again, जब हम इसकी scalability की बात करेंगे, it's not as easy as deploying a server for a Middle East region. We have to take our product and customize it according to the region's needs as well.
और जो अभी आपने बात
Software and hardware both.
अभी जो आपने बात की about customizing this software and their hardware for other founders who are watching this and maybe looking to scale, what advice would you give them when it comes to conducting that initial market research, understanding how to exactly maybe pivot your business model for that market, adjust, be flexible? What should they keep in mind? What are some things that they can do as first steps?
So we've been working in a B2B2C space where our end users are actually the shoppers and the customers out there. So for us, the feedback loop was very important, given the fact that we were working with the retailer. We have been working with the retailers, but we are also catering to the end user, that's a shopper. So I think the biggest component of that would be to initially roll out and pilot different features, have a pilot testing of the product, usability testing as well, where you can actually get that feedback in from the customer, what they are actually looking for. And that's what we did. And initially, we carried out market research surveys where we roll out the product in different stages, where we didn't launch all the products at the same time, but we, in a way, we उनको हमने आहिस्ता आहिस्ता इंट्रोड्यूस कराया था with the customer feedback coming in as well, and that really helped us to shape our product according to what the user actually needs, and that's how we've been rolling out our different features. So that again, the main component for us was to be working in a B2B space. It's more of a success when the end users actually interacting and engaging with the product. So that's what was very, very pivotal for us.
So, one advice for founders would be कि आप जब भी आप product बना रहे हो, whenever you're thinking about a product का चाहिए कोई problem solve कर सकता है, never be disconnected from your end user जो कि आपका customer है. Always listen to them, always take their feedback. और ऐसा कभी ना करो कि like you're in your office और अपने घर में बैठ के आप एक product बना लो, उसको launch कर लो, उसमें काफी ज़्यादा काम कर लो, फिर उसके बाद आप जाके feedback लेना शुरू करो. I think that's the biggest mistake. आपका इतना बड़ा disconnect आ जाता है, then you get disappointed yourself कि अच्छा हमने ऐसी चीज बना ली जो कि आप जिसकी वैल्यू आपके कस्टमर्स को नजर ही नहीं आ रही.
And I think it even boils down to the fact कि आपका user experience, and when you talk about the interface and the experience part of it as well. So that is something that's very pivotal. Initially, when we launched, even we had some feedback coming in from customers where they weren't able to understand our user interface. The user interface of the product. So then we had to go back to the drawing board and tweak our interface, make it more user friendly. So these are just small things. They may sound small, but the thing is, these are the things you have to take into consideration when you're actually trying to launch a product out there, and you look into the fact how you can scale it up.
And never be hesitant to talk to your customers. In the start of our journey, मैं रोज जाके बात करता.
Yeah. So we've been interacting directly as well as founders, with about what the end users actually feel about the product.
Definitely. And it sounds like such a small thing, but creating that feedback loop, being open to that user feedback and constantly iterating and keeping that loop open throughout the different stages is definitely crucial. I also understand through your participation in i2i Scale that CalCart has also pivoted its model to scale technology across different sectors. So I would love to hear from you guys what that process has been like, what opportunity you saw, and how you went about it.
So we position ourselves as a consumer experiential tech company. What we're trying to do is we are trying to create user experiences, and we're trying to make them engage with different digital experience that we can create in different segments. So for us, as we started off with retail with our flagship product, the smart grocery cards. Now we have the opportunity to scale and look into different segments as well, and the opportunities and were there for us. And what we are doing right now is we are looking into having these same experiences being replicated in, for instance, what we are doing is in ride hailing. So in ride hailing, that's a very big untapped segment that we are actually partnering up with some ride hailing companies to bring that experience in ride experience within when the passengers are using those ride hailing cars with the same devices and the same technology we're using in retail. So that's how we're pivoting in there. And it's a whole new vertical. So I think in the space of 2 years, we've been lucky enough and fortunate enough to be scaling and creating two new verticals here in Pakistan, in retail as well as in ride hailing.
Yeah, and I think the feedback loop becomes very important in this pivot as well, because we haven't decided on our own कि हमने यहाँ पे जाके expand करना. It was the feedback from our customers, which are brands as well as other people. लेकिन brands की feedback के ऊपर भी हम लोगों ने ये सारा determine किया था. This is a very valid and doable pivot.
It sounds like an exciting next step for CalCart, and me and the entire i2i team are eager to see how that plays out for you guys, and so we're definitely keeping an eye on that as well. So kind of coming back to the AI element of things, how do both of you envision AI being a game changer when it comes to retail, ride hailing, all these aspects that you're working on, especially when it comes to customer retention and loyalty?
So yeah, whenever we think about AI, it's never about directly about AI. It's about the convenience that it can provide to the customers, to the consumers. जो हम envision करते हैं अपनी smart card को, it's like a shopping assistant कि आपके साथ जो के साथ चल रहा है. Whenever you need an advice, whenever you need some information, आप उसके साथ tap करो, you can interact with it, and you can get that relevant information, which can be personalized if you want and cannot be आपकी मर्जी के ऊपर. लेकिन you can think of it as a friend you take along to your grocery shopping. कि आप उसके साथ बात भी कर सकते हो, आपको recommend भी कर सकता है, आपको साथ साथ advice भी देगा.
So I think as AI has been shaping up a lot of different industries and segments, and it's just the new, buzzword out there right now, with a lot of technology companies working there. So our primarily we just focusing on the part how we can infuse AI in experiences, how we can, make enhance the user experience using AI. So for instance, for right now, what we are working on, again, as we mentioned in retail with our smart cards, what we're trying to do is we're working with some AI tools to actually create that experience within store. And secondly, in the ride hailing segment as well. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to create that with the infotainment and the entertainment aspect of it, covering that. What we are doing is we're trying to infuse AI to create experiences in the passenger for the passengers who are actually using the ride hailing services. So AI is it's vast, of course. There's a lot of possibilities out there that can be explored. But I think for us, AI, the way we want to use it, we want to use it in a way where we can curate those experiences and make the end users engage with our product in a very personalized way. So that's our target for using AI.
So we never want our customers to know कि वो AI के साथ बात करें, AI के साथ interact करें. तो सारा backend पे वो सारा हमारा tech का काम. Again, जो आगे user को नजर आ रहा है, how the user interacts with it. For example, one feature जो कि हम लोग अभी भी use कर रहे हैं, it's indoor positioning. We are the only company in Pakistan जो कि stores के अंदर आपको Google Maps जैसा experience दे रहा है. तो if you think about it, कि आप एक grocery store के अंदर आप जब जा रहे हैं, you have a list of items जो कि आपने shop करनी. You just import that list और आपको पूरा route बना के आपको दे देगा कि you have to go first to the aisle 1, then to the aisle 10, और आप पूरी journey आपको map out करके दे देगा. This feature itself, if you talk about it specifically, ये बड़ा AI dependent है, क्योंकि इसके अंदर पीछे machine learning algorithms लगे हुए जो कि determine करता है कि आपकी location क्या है. it's not as easy as कि आप GPS use करें. There are a lot of other elements जो कि sensory fusion के through आपको अपनी real time location बताती है within building.
Thank you so much for sharing that, because I feel like in not just an ecosystem, but a world where AI has become such a buzzword, what we see happening a lot is people just finding ways to attach AI anywhere. So the fact that you're coming into it with very much that user experience lens is so crucial for people to understand as well. So talking a little bit more about AI, how does CalCart handle privacy concerns around AI, especially when it comes to personalized promotions?
Yeah. So basically, we are already GDPR compliant. We are taking those, laws and requirements into our product itself. Plus the fact that we are working with retailers and we are working with, modular for them, which is one of the biggest retailers. They have presence in European and MENA markets as well. We have to, adjust our product according to their data privacy concerns. Which is not the fact कि हम उनकी वजह से हम लोग करें, लेकिन this is a requirement for us जब हमने उनके साथ काम करना है. तो ये सारी चीजों को देखते हुए we are never storing any personalized information in our servers. We just utilize जो कि एक existing retailer की तरफ से जो requirements होती हैं, we cater to those as well.
And all the services we offer based on the personalization aspect is that it's all opt-in. From a customer perspective. They have to opt in. And to be honest with you, like we have a very high ratio of users actually opting in. So yeah, so it's all discretionary, and it's all based on the fact they want to opt in and use the service. They're free to go ahead with that. So there's no such thing as forcing upon those, pushing in those clauses, But yeah, what we're trying to do is a user can easily use the product and give us the information and their feedback. So it's all discretionary, it's all based on their own preference.
That's great to hear. And my last question for both of you would be, what future innovations do you envision in the smart retail sector?
So I think smart retail sector itself, it's a huge space to be in, because especially I think, so I'll just give you a background of it, because of the fact that since COVID, the buzzword was e-commerce, where the delivery, ride-hailing, delivery services were up there. E-commerce was on the boom. So what the market trends are actually going forward with is the fact that brick and mortar is here to stay, and brick and mortar is going to be sticking around for a very long time. So digitization and any sort of digitization that can actually have an impact in physical retail is the next big step. So you have like Amazon and all these other big companies working towards this space where you have working towards smart retail stores where you can actually, improve the efficiencies, you can tackle all those backlogs that the retailer space. So there's a huge space that can be tapped into. As a consumer, when you talk about on the front end of it, towards the consumer side as well as the back end of it. So there's a lot of room when it comes to some like companies focusing on management systems, providing management systems to these retailers for background like warehouse management and others processes. So there's a whole space that can be tapped into when it comes to retail, and smart solutions are the next stage for that. It can be incorporated towards a front end and the back end of a retail store's operation, so it can cater to both. So and as we've been working in this space with retailers, we've got some more insights based on a lot of backlogs and a lot of bottlenecks they face for their different operations. So there's a huge space for any startup company who's trying to look into this. There's a huge space they can play in.
Yeah, the unique thing about CalCart retail sector is that all those other aspects the retailer is looking into, we are the only product that is communicating with the customer in real time. आपके वहाँ पे बंदे भी खड़े होते हैं, आपके वहाँ पे गंडोलास वगैरह भी होते हैं, सारा कुछ होता है, लेकिन रियल टाइम में कोई कम्युनिकेट नहीं कर रहा अकॉर्डिंग टू योर प्रेफरेंसेस एज अ शॉपर. So that's one thing. लेकिन like Aslan mentioned, back end में जो retail के operations हैं, वो उसके अंदर अगर आप हल्की सी भी efficiency ले आते हैं, that's a huge game changer for the retailer as well, and for any company that wishes to be part of this.
And I think adding one last bit that I would want to add in there is using AI tools for and smart solutions to understand consumer behavior. So that is something that's been happening in the because we know a couple of startup founders and startup companies that are actually working using smart solutions, to understand the consumer behavior within retail. That's based on insights and based on data. That's the next big thing, and all these other FMCGs and other companies, they really are interested in this space to understand and evaluate how consumers are interacting with products. So that's a very, I think, we would really want new startups to be coming in there, and we really want to collaborate with other startups who want to look into the possibilities of working in this space.
Thank you so much, Aslan and Abid, for such an insightful conversation. It's been great to hear about all the big and innovative things CalCart has planned and is already up to. We'll be sure to keep an eye out on it, and I would urge everyone to keep an eye on your innovation. Thank you for sharing your tips and advice for founders looking to scale as well.
Thank you,
Fauza.